What's the matter? I'll tell you what's the matter. This moose paper. Their slogan should be, "No moose is good moose." What's wrong with it? It's like reading a phone book. I could write a better one in my sleep. Then why don't I? Well, I don't because I didn't think of it. But I can do it brilliantly, and so I will write and publish my own moose paper. Get out the pens and pads. Start the presses. Get ready, world, for the most exciting moose paper of all time.
Have you seen the Captain Kangaroo? Do you know the Captain Kangaroo? C-A-P-T-A-I-N.
If you know the name, then say it again.
C-A-P-T-A-I-N. Yo-ho, have you seen the Captain Kangaroo? Yo-ho, yo-ho, do you know the Captain Kangaroo?
What do you think he's gonna do?
Hooray for the Captain! Make way for the Captain Kangaroo!
Hey, come along and join the fun.
Yo-ho, have you seen the Captain Kangaroo? Yo-ho, yo-ho, do you know the Captain Kangaroo? Yo-ho, it's the all-new Captain Kangaroo! Yahoo!
Good morning, and welcome to the Treasure House. I'm Captain Kangaroo, and I guess by now you've heard the news. Bunny Rabbit and Mr. Moose are putting together the first edition of their very own moose paper. Mr. Moose even says that he and Bunny Rabbit are going to be...
Big scoopers. That's moose paper talk for getting the best stories first.
Well, so you two are going to make moose paper history, huh?
We even have a slogan, Captain. All the news it fits, we print. BR came up with that.
BR?
That's my assistant editor-in-chief and co-founder here, Bunny Rabbit.
Oh, well, what are you two going to call your moose paper?
Are you ready? Are you sitting down? The Daily Moose. Do you think it's got legs? Do you think it'll fly? I've heard of a house fly, but can a moose fly? Hey, there's a story, Bunny Rabbit.
Oh, you've written your first column? What's it about, Bunny?
BR and I are reviewing movies. We call it Bunkle and Moosebert. Bunny gave the last movie we saw, Beauty and the Moose, 5 carrots.
Well, what other features are going to be in your moose paper?
Well, there's my Moosatorial. That's where I get to give my opinion on everything. Now that's big news.
Morning, everyone.
Good morning, Green Jeans. Joey?
How's your gardening column coming, Mr. Green Jeans? Did you come up with a name for it yet?
Well, they say good gardeners have a green thumb. So how about the Green Thumb?
Wow, that's thumb great name.
What about me? What's my job?
I'm glad you asked that question. Of course I will answer it off the record. What good is a newspaper if no one reads it? So you, the Joester, will have the privilege of printing and the delight of delivering it.
And I can certainly build a printing press.
So please, everyone, get on it. We've got a moose paper to get out.
Oh, you want me to write a column too, BR? What sort of a column? Oh, an advice column. Well, that sounds interesting.
We thought so, Captain. Thanks, BR. I almost forgot that. And we'll call it Dear Cappy. Cappy snappy, huh?
Well, I'm not really happy with Cappy. It sounds sappy. How about Ask Captain K?
Well, whatever the name, our readers will send in questions and answer them. Like, for instance, knock, knock.
Oh, I think I know the answer to this one. Who's there?
Eggs.
Eggs who?
Extra, extra, read all about it. Captain Kangaroo ponged again. BR, we need a big story, something that will grab the people's attention. Any ideas? Something to do with carrots. No, this should be something about the treasure house. CK found a quarter in the backyard yesterday? How about this? Buried treasure buried under treasure house. What do you think, Bun? I don't care if it isn't true. I like it. Let's run it.
Finish my column, Mr. Moose. It's called From Soil to Sauce. It's about growing tomatoes.
Soil to sauce, snore, snore, what a bore. This column's gonna ruin us, and we've only just begun.
Oh, come on, give it a chance.
The Daily Moose must be stupendous. I'll beefsteak it up a bit.
You know about tomatoes?
Tomatoes are red, and I'm well read. It'll be great. Thanks for your column, and you might want to get started on the next one, Mr. Green Jeans.
Great idea, boss. I'll vamoose and get right on it.
I better take a quick look at this. In the right kind of soil, these hardy plants can produce tomatoes the size of a large orange. Oh, brother, this needs some more oomph. Let's see. Pumpkins are orange, too. How about this headline? A man grows a tomato the size of a pumpkin. Take this down, BR. Mr. Green Jeans Green Thumb produced a giant tomato the size of a large pumpkin. How's that for copy? I know it's not true, but it's fun reading. Hey, how's that column coming, Captain?
I'm almost done, Mr. Moose. I'm writing on the importance of honesty. You know, telling the truth. I thought that since honesty was an important part of newspaper reporting, it would be a perfect subject.
Excellent. Please have it on my desk ASAP. That means as soon as possible. Like now!
But I wanted to include one of Grandfather Clock's Finish My Rhymes. So could you just give me a minute, Mr. Editor-in-Chief?
Yes, and thank you, Captain K.
Grandfather? Grandfather? I think I'm going to need your help. When I count to 3, I want you all to shout, "Wake up, Grandfather Clock." Okay? 1, 2, 3, wake up, Grandfather Clock. One more time, a little louder, all right? 1, 2, 3, wake up, Grandfather Clock.
Peter, pumpkin eater, how does your garden grow?
I think you're dreaming, Grandfather. It's Mary, quite contrary's garden that we usually ask about.
Well, then it's time we asked Peter about his. Good morning, Captain.
Good morning.
I'll bet you woke me up for a little Finish My Rhyme.
I'd like to include it in my advice column on the Moose paper. My subject is telling the truth.
Oh, I have one for you, and here goes. You always need to be honest in all that you do, not just when someone is watching over you. Because whatever your age, from old-timer to youth, there is nothing more important than telling the...
Truth. Oh, Grandfather, that's such good advice. Grandfather? Night, Grandfather. Okay, Mr. Editor, BR. I'm just going to add Grandfather's rhyme and we're done.
And not a moment too soon. We have to put this paper to bed. That's Moose Paper Talk 4. It's ready to print.
Boy, I almost forgot something. There's someone else who could make this column even better.
Promise me you'll have your column ready today, okay?
2 minutes, boss. Digit, are you there?
Copernicus P. Digit at your service.
How you doing, Digit?
Astronomically well, Captain.
Digit, I'm writing a column on telling the truth for the first edition of our Moose paper. Do you have anything interesting to contribute?
Take a look at this.
If I were an animal and I was trying to hide, I wouldn't be lying if I used a disguise. Some creatures act bigger if they're trying to scare you away, and other creatures get louder to let you know they don't want to play. An animal doesn't lie with the message it sends. An animal doesn't lie, it only pretends. So when you see them pretending, you've got to keep in mind, it's one thing to make believe and it's another to tell a lie. An animal doesn't lie with the message it sends. An animal doesn't lie, it only pretends. It only pretends.
Thanks, Digit. I think that did the trick.
You're welcome. Copernicus P. Digit signing off.
Okay, boss, I'm done.
Most magnificent, Captain K. BR, be good and be quick.
Oh, there goes my alarm. Home, dog bone, yo-yo, etc. And, oh, there it is. Oh, I set this to remind me to go see Margot. She's showing me a new animal today at the park. It's a giant iguana. She told me that they're related to the dinosaur. So you two have fun with your moose paper, and I'll be back in a minute.
Adios, Captain K. Wow, that's news. That may be our biggest story yet. Get Margot on the phone right away, BR. Hello, Margot? This is Mr. Moose. I'm writing an article for our new Moose paper, and I thought you might tell me a little about the new iguana. Iguana? Uh-huh. I see. Thank you. BR, I have a great idea. Take this down. We'll write a new big story. Live dinosaur on display now. I know it's an iguana, but they're related to dinosaurs, which is more exciting. Stop the presses, Joey! I've always wanted to say that.
Yes, Mr. Editor, I've stopped the presses.
Take this story and make it our lead. Our moose paper is bound to be a big hit. And little old me was the moostermind behind it all.
Hi, Margot.
Hi, Captain. I want you to meet Debbie.
Hello, Debbie.
Hi, Captain.
Now, who's this?
This is Shaman. He's a 13-year-old green iguana.
Margot, why do you call him a green iguana when he's orange?
That's a good question. Well, he was green when he was little, just like the one Debbie's holding.
But the older an iguana gets, the less it stays bright green.
Well, I've seen a lot of iguanas, but I've never seen one this color before.
Shaman's color's probably more common in the jungles of Central and South America, where these animals are from. The older they get, the larger they get, and the more orange they look. Their size and their color probably helps warn other male iguanas to stay away.
There are a lot of families with iguanas as pets. Why don't we see more big orange iguanas in homes and pet stores?
There's actually a sad reason for that. Iguanas are very picky eaters, and they need a balanced diet to survive. In the jungle, these iguanas eat fruits and leaves, and they often have insects on them. That's where they get their protein. It's like meat in a diet. But most people that have iguanas for pets don't feed them food covered in bugs.
I can see what you mean.
Shaman eats a mixture of fruits, vegetables, and monkey chow. That's what we feed our monkeys, which has a lot of protein in it.
It's amazing the things you can learn from a Busch Gardens animal expert.
Well, I better get this little guy out of here, take him back to the nursery. I'll see you guys later, okay?
Bye, Debbie. Nice to meet you.
Bye.
Thanks, Debbie. Now, Captain, I was real surprised because Mr. Moose called me and asked about how iguanas and dinosaurs are related.
Mr. Moose called you here?
Just a little while ago.
And what did you say to him?
The same thing that I told you, that iguanas and dinosaurs share distant relatives, and that the word dinosaur means terrible lizard.
Mr. Moose was probably researching a science article for his new Moose paper. Moose, Bunny Rabbit, and Joey are working hard to get the first issue out.
Captain, Margot, I'm glad I found you.
Mr. Green Jeans, what are you doing here?
Take a look at this. You and your dinosaur might want to take a look at it too, Margot.
Mr. Green Jeans, it's not a dinosaur, it's an iguana.
Not according to the Moose paper.
Live dinosaur on display?
Mr. Moose?
But, don't you see, let me explain, please. But,
Did he hang up on you?
yes. What's wrong with everybody? Gardening fans, some scientist who studies dinosaurs? They're all in a big tizzy over a couple little exaggerations. All right, huge exaggerations, but I didn't think I was lying.
When the captain finds out about this, you're going to be in the doghouse instead of the treasure house.
Oh, what a mistake.
Are you building a pool, Captain?
No. I don't know what's been going on here. Wait a minute. It's this moose paper. I bet someone's been here digging for buried treasure.
Captain, how are you going to handle this?
I think I know the perfect way to do it. Let's go.
Here they come. Act natural. Oh, hi, Captain. Hi, Margot. Mr. Green Jeans. What is this, a party?
I don't think so, Mr. Moose. Does anyone know why the backyard is full of holes and there's dirt everywhere? Is something wrong with you guys?
Is there something you want to tell us?
Wrong? No, what could be wrong? Why do you ask, Captain?
I just thought perhaps something happened while I was away.
Well, now that you mention it, and since you're the advice expert, maybe you could help us with a little problem.
Uh-huh. Oh, sure, of course.
Well, you see, we have this friend, a very close friend, and he made a little tiny boo-boo.
What did he do?
Well, he kind of sort of stretched the truth a little.
You mean he lied?
Well, yeah, but he didn't mean to, and then he got carried away with some more stretching of the truth.
And then what happened?
Everyone got upset with him, and he felt terrible and wished it had never happened, and it never will again.
How can I help him? What advice could I give to him?
Well, what should he do now that so many things have happened because of what he did? Because he lied.
Well, he should confess and tell the truth to everyone. Then everyone will trust him again. By the way, who is your friend?
It's me. I lied. I made up stories in the Daily Moose.
Mr. Moose.
Well, now everyone's calling and complaining, and the phone's been ringing off the hook. And the backyard's a dirty shame, and it's all my fault. And Joey and Bunny just went along with me, and I'm so sorry, Captain. I'm sorry, Mr. Green Jeans, and I'm very sorry, Margot.
I'm sure you are, Mr. Moose.
I'll do anything to make it up to everyone. What should I do, Captain?
I think you should do just the same thing that you did with me. Tell your readers the truth, and they'll appreciate you for doing it.
You mean apologize?
In your Mooseatorial.
Wow, Captain, you're so smart. No wonder we gave you the advice column. And you're right. I'm going to write it right away. Take this down, BR. We at the Daily Moose are very sorry for not reporting the truth and nothing but the truth in our last edition. We wanted to be a big success, so we made up stories to get attention. But from now on, we promise we will be honest and true always. Thank you very much.
That was very nice, Mr. Moose.
Apology accepted.
Noted and logged.
Well, now that you two have your front page story, why don't we mosey on over to you-know-where, and you can listen to one of my stories.
Yeah!
Great idea, Captain.
I think you'll enjoy this book. It's about a little girl whose older sister tells her a lie that grows and grows. It's called What's So Terrible About Swallowing an Apple Seed? And it's by Harriet Lerner and Susan Goldhore and illustrated by Catherine O'Neill. One day, Rosie and her big sister Katie were sitting in their favorite tree eating crisp red apples. Crunch, 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 crunched Rosie. Munch, 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 munched Katie. Crunching and munching and munching and crunching. Rosie and Katie ate their apples right down to the core. Suddenly, Rosie said, "I swallowed an apple seed. Whoops, I swallowed another one." And she giggled. "Oh, no," said Katie in her most worried voice. "Watch out." "Why?" asked Rosie. "What's so terrible about swallowing an apple seed?" Katie thought fast. "Well," she said, trying to sound smart, "that apple seed is going to grow into a tree right inside your stomach. That's what's so terrible." Rosie thought for a long time. "But trees need sunshine to grow. It's dark in my stomach." "Well, of course," said Katie. Like most big sisters, she always had an answer for everything. "It's dark in the ground, too, when you plant seeds there. But when the branches of your apple tree get big enough, they'll grow out of your ears and get all the sunshine they need." Rosie sat very still. She thought she could feel the tree starting to grow inside her stomach. "What should I do, Katie?" she asked. "Let's keep it a secret till the branches start to show," said Katie. "Okay," said Rosie. She always thought that her big sister knew best. And she tried to imagine what she would look like with apple tree branches growing out of her ears. Rosie imagined a lot of problems. None of her hats would fit. She wouldn't fit through the school bus door. No more somersaults and handstands. All she could be when she grew up was a coat rack. Rosie felt very sad. Pretty soon, Katie began to feel sad, too. She knew a seed couldn't really grow in Rosie's stomach, and she hadn't known that a lie could grow so big, just like a seed grows into a tree. The bigger the lie got, the harder it was for Katie to tell Rosie the truth. So she used her imagination to cheer Rosie up. Every night, she would sit on Rosie's bed and tell her all the good things about having branches growing out of her ears. When they went to the beach, they would always have a shady spot to sit. If Rosie got lost at the ball game, they would always be able to find her. All their friends could climb up and play on the branches. On birthdays, they could decorate her branches with ribbons and candles. Rosie felt much better. She told her friend Bonnie that she had a special secret. Tell me, begged Bonnie. I'm your best friend. Rosie handed Bonnie the flashlight. Look in my ears, she said. I don't see anything, Bonnie said. Just a little ear dirt. Don't you see a branch? Asked Rosie. Nope, said Bonnie. Rosie thought about this for a long time. She got madder and madder. Then she went and found Katie. Bonnie looked in my ear, she told her big sister, and she didn't see any tree. You told me a lie. Katie said, I can't help it if you believe everything I say. But inside, she was glad that the lie was finally over. She hugged Rosie and said she was sorry. It's okay, Rosie said, but I was starting to like my apple tree. The itch in Rosie's ears went away, and that night when she got into bed, she thought how nice it was to be like everybody else. But as she was falling asleep, she started to feel a little bit sad. Katie, Rosie said, I miss my apple tree. Katie understood, so she told Rosie a wonderful story about a little girl with apple tree branches growing out of her ears. In the spring, the little girl's head would be covered with apple blossoms. In the summer, birds would build nests and squirrels would play in her branches. In the fall, she would bring apples to school for everyone to eat. And before Katie even got to winter, Rosie was fast asleep.
Oh, that was a moose-nificent story, Captain. Yeah, telling the truth's the only way to go. And lying just doesn't cut the moose-stard.
We enjoyed the time spent with you today at the Treasure House. Publishing a moose paper is a big job, and Mr. Moose learned a valuable lesson about what happens when a lie grows. So remember to always tell the truth. Until next time, be kind to each other. Know that you can be anything you want to be. And remember, you always have friends at the Treasure House.